Hello people and welcome to follow yet another World Team Carcassonne Online Championships match. This time we'll be focusing on Vietnam versus France on Group F. And as you can see from the group standings, in Group F, Brazil at the moment in the lead with 2 wins, and everybody else with 1 win. So the situation is very much alive, and one of these two teams, France or Vietnam, will be, after today's match, be moving on to the second rank in the group and will be hanging tightly in the playoff spot, whilst the other one will be having to go into a force win for sure in their final week if they want to try and get to the playoffs still. The lineups you can see just above me. We have on table 1 Violet Dolphin versus Vivian Charlotte. The potentially the overall greatest player of France, especially online. Unfortunately, we have not seen him much in live events, but online, a beast for sure. On table 2, Freyy versus Jeremy Grisola, also known as Jadiema. Table 3, Mayasmai, kind of difficult name to pronounce, versus Lionel Udini. So we'll see if Udini will be able to make his magic happen. Certainly a win today would certainly be great for France and also would put maybe some pressure off for next week, though 3 wins is maybe a must to still have. Table 4, portgard versus Nicolas Colnet with the screen name Squallus. And table 5, Wolf Wren versus Camille Gauthier. France definitely, I would say, is going to be the favorite this time around, even though Vietnam did get I would say, a rather surprising win. I think it was against Brazil, either Brazil or Spain. Actually, let me check that because so they got no, it was not against neither. It was against Argentina, and then actually Vietnam still has a game yet to be played against Brazil, and lost to Spain unfortunately with 4-1. But as we can see from the standings here, the French players do have a significant rating advantage here. Well, especially on table 1, which is no surprise because Vivian, of course, being a really strong master. Then Jadiema as a follower of strong expert versus Freyy, who seems to be at least a very new name in board game arena. Might be new to Carcassonne as well, but we'll have to wait and see. Then Houdini with slightly under 500, but the opponent seems to be relatively weaker. Well, maybe considerably weaker is the right word. Then on table 4 with portgard and squallus, we are most likely going to have the most exciting match in a sense that it could be the tightest. And table 5, Wolfried and Latcho Drom seems to be also in favor of Latcho rating wise, but we could still be seeing some fireworks going on table 5. But certainly Vietnam putting a lot of pressure on tables 4 and 5 for sure, and if some upset win happens on tables 1, 2, or 3, then I reckon Vietnam could have a real chance at this. If you do want to see a specific match or a duel or a game, then do let me know in the chat and we will try to accommodate your needs as best as possible. But for now, we will be starting with table number 5 with Wolfren versus Camille Gauthier. Welcome, Blitz. I see the French captain is out here supporting his troops. We should be seeing the games starting very soon, though. Both players have registered, and seemingly the tournament has started also, but we are not seeing any action here for whatever reason. I don't know. Let's see if the action has started on other tables then. Let's see with portgard squallus of how the first game is gonna turn around, and nothing so far. I guess the tournament invitations have not yet gone through by from BGA's side. I also regret to inform you that I might have to stop a little early as I have somewhere to go to. But as long as we can, as long as the match finishes in about, let's say, 80 to 90 minutes, then we should be able to stream the entirety of the match. So far, though, it is looking really weird that there is no tournaments being started from or by BGA, no matter how hard we press the refresh buttons. Well, in the meanwhile, we can make a little reminder of the future streams today still. So at 1600 UTC, there's RCP Italy, and that same stream will feature actually 3 different matches. RCP Italy first, then followed by Argentina Spain at 1700 UTC, and then finally Slovakia Uruguay at 1800 UTC. So tune in the evening if you'd like. Huh. Welcome, Kaika. Glad to see you here. Still no action. Even though it was supposed to be 4 minutes ago. And I don't think BGA has had all that many issues with the tournament starting too late. Maybe like 1 or 2 times it has happened during the WTCOC, but that's about that. Interesting indeed. Well, I guess since there is some game going on, let's start with table 2, Freyy against Jadiema, and see what's going on. So this is certainly a bit of a bit of a clearer looking game in terms of the rating wise, because Jadiema 3 has the rating of 3 times of Freyy of 465 versus 150. But let's judge based on the play and not above the rating, since we can do that. So +5 lead for Jadiema at the moment. And we have a 7-point monastery, another monastery for Jeremy. Then we have a couple cities, and we have some early fields going on. Yeah, Frey unfortunately does does attack the city, which is like fine on its own, but when it comes paired up with being forced to add a point to the monastery and another point upon actually connecting, then it will be pretty not so good very fast, as it will simply finish off the monastery of Jeremy without any actual effort from red itself. And as we can see, that is exactly what happens. The shielded tiles are being used to finish the city of Jadiema. Also, a curve was used to finish off the other monastery of Jadiema, and we see that Frey does look to be indeed quite according to their rating, as these are. I mean, these moves have a clear purpose, right? But like they are equalizing features of your opponent, which are like bigger features, but Frey is not really taking into account the position that they are causing to themselves, because they are like kind of rescuing the meeples of Jadiema, and therefore being able to cause more harm than good for themselves, as the points that they are connecting the features to are not that significant. Like we can see here, that Frey connected their 6-point farmer to a 9-point farmer, which could never grow more than to be more than that. Could never grow to be more than 9 points. And yeah, this is very unfortunate stuff to see. Frey had the potential and had the possibility to block the connection to the shared feature, which I mean, which she was, which Frey was definitely looking to do at first, but then when gotten the chance, just for some reason pulled out and for didn't actually go for it in the end, which again is going to come back to bite for sure. A ninja farmer was tried, but it's also a good strategy on its own. But you have to you have to be able to realize that if that can be restricted to a crossroad with only one move, it most often is not worth to be doing. We can still try to rectify it. Maybe we go over here and we can then get a crossroad with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, only one crossroad remaining. It's not that good, is it? Also, Frey, very unfortunately for them, took away their potential of getting this road monastery, and to go over here, take 3 points, and try to really use their now blocked farmer of connecting to the 9-point field. And they do indeed go for the idea, which I do like. I mean, it's taking, it's like really trying to make the difference happen with this farmer. Unfortunately, with only one crossroad to go and this spot being blockable, it is not going to go according to their plans, and it is indeed going to get blocked immediately after. And this very much looks to be like a smooth run for Jadiema. With a 23-point scoreboard lead and having threats all over the board, having this potential connection to be made, this potential connection to be made, and now starting another city. Whereas Freyy doesn't really have any threats at all. They are going for a ruin here, and they are getting some quick points here and there, but unfortunately the quick points will not be enough. They will have to come up with something big. And I mean, this was trying to do something big, but it was way too risky. We were not at that stage of the game where we needed to take that kind of risk. A monastery will do fine though. Potential 9 points, and upon getting a straight road, a starting tile, a crossroad. Unfortunately, we are going to be missing out on some points from the road, but beggars can't be choosers. We also have only one starting tile left in the deck, and we unfortunately need a starting tile both here and here. And in the position that Freyy is in, I might have to say that we are going to be using the starting tile here to try and actually finish this city. We can go here. We should go here. I think we definitely should go here and threaten the completion of this city. Freyy indeed does go there, but the rotation of the city I don't think is quite right, even though it does, immediately save the city. So that part works out. We do also get the third and final triple city with a road, which would fit over here as red. But now it will instead just be used to, I guess, I don't know, go here, take away this 3-point road. And unfortunately, our city gets sucked into the ruin of Jadiema here. And it is looking like Jeremy is having a strong hold on the game, but we actually do get away with the city. We do get away with the city, and is there some life after all? It's still looking really bad, unfortunately. With equal meeples, we are +4 on the scoreboard and +6 with the help of the road, but we have only one tile left. And yeah, I guess red has the 12-point field and this city and this road. Unfortunately, it will not be quite enough, but it was, I want to say, a fantastic effort by Freyy. I mean, just imagine if the road monastery could have been used to go over here, take 3 points, and now we would be in control of a 15-point field We also make a small mistake here. We take a 4-point road instead of a 6-point field. We could have gone over here, dropped a farmer, and take a 6-point field, but like, just imagine like this one here, plus 15 points, and maybe probably not even this city or this knight's field for Jadiema, and it could have actually saved us the entire game. Just one road monastery, but instead Sherby does get away with everything really, and gets the first point on the board. I mean, I want to say rather unsurprisingly, but deservedly. Freyy definitely doing a lot of mistakes here. But they will learn. They will learn. Let's hop into table 5 as we were supposed to do earlier on. And see if they are finally playing, and they are. Started only 7 minutes ago. Ooh-wee. Starting very late, to me it seems. But starting nonetheless. Basically equal on the scoreboard. We have a 9-point field, which is now getting attacked by Wolf. We have a shared cities here. A troublesome city for Camille. And a smallish road for Camille. And also Wolf getting his city finished and gonna be dropping another farmer. And now this just turned into a very interesting defense game for Camille. And I'm not even sure what they are going to try and do. Attacking the city is what Wolf decides to do as Latcho continues to use city caps on the city, which I'm not sure is the correct decision at all. Seems like a bit of a waste of city caps, even though only has 2 meeples in hand, and there weren't that many creatures to start a new city from. Like, I guess could have gone maybe over here, start a city, finish it, drop another farmer, something like that, but it was not exactly given that it was the best decision either. The tournament didn't open for an unknown reason, so I had to create another one. Oh, okay, that is unfortunate. Okay, plus 11 for Wolf, now connecting to the field with their first meeple, which is now worth 12 points, and threatening to make the connection with the second meeple as well. Now, this blocking move by Latcho does not do much, because on top of having multiple tiles to fit into the square for the secondary connection for Wolf, he can also connect from the bottom with like 2 road tiles. So even if the main connection, which is this, was to get blocked, it doesn't really matter as long as the other one is live. And even if both get blocked, it's still just a 6-point field that now is gonna get expanded into a 9-pointer. So definitely a lot of issues here for a Latcho that they will have to maneuver around. So the entire block of this connection is possible, though with only one tile at the moment, because it can only be done with the one final field monastery. Actually, it can also be done with the one final vanilla. There's also only one of those remaining. Wolf gonna be able to make a 7-point move here, and this is basically already now forcing Camille to drop another farmer. But the scoreboard deficit is still looking really bad. So potentially might have to resolve into doing something like a straight road maybe here, then a road monastery here, uh, a road monastery here for 8 points completed for easy 9, maybe something like that. Or just Wolf making a road monastery spot at the bottom, which will also actually work just fine for Latcho. Or should work. Given that there are still 2 of those remaining, and in some cases, Latcho can actually even go over here with another road tile, drop a 3rd farmer, after maybe getting this one out with a city crossroad, which actually does not remain in the deck anymore, but let's say with a road end and then a road Dorito, something like that. Then a 3rd farmer here. We can do that now, and I think we should. So we go over here. We try to get the 2nd meeple back in our hand. Then we go over here with a curve. We meeple the field, and then we get a road monastery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still 2 crossroads left in the deck, which is not that much, but it is enough for our purposes. We do get the connection onto the 9-point field, which is fine, but the scoreboard lead is plus 17 for Wolf, plus 13, 14, 9, plus 12, plus 12 for Wolf, and with equal meeples, it is gonna come down to the monasteries for sure, and to whether Latcho is gonna be able to get a crossroad over here. And in hopes of doing so, I think what Latcho should do is go over here with the field side pointing down, which they are not doing, and then trying to actually retain their chances of getting one of the 2 field Doritos, not field Doritos, but field crossroads, because both of the remaining crossroads that remain in the deck are field crossroads. And in this case, actually, Wolf could do. Never mind. Do we go here as Latcho, or do we just take 4 points? Like, we have to make big moves, though. We gotta make big moves. And big moves is this. Wolf getting a road monastery and Latcho not quite getting what they would like to see. They could, I guess, technically go over here, point it down, and then leave 2 daggers for themselves to actually finish the city, which they will do. Now, unfortunately, that will come with an expense of having to unify the roads, and that's not that great. Wolf getting the first of the 2 daggers is also not going to be helping the chances of a Latcho in this game. Now, fortunately though, Wolf doesn't have any meeples, so they won't be able to do all that much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are no road Doritos to fit into this square. There are also no triple cities with roads, so this square is blocked. And if we get desperate enough, we as Latcho, we just might do something like going over here with the straight road, dropping a farmer, then hoping to get the dagger immediately after, and then connecting to the field. But in the meanwhile, we can just take 5 points for the road. For sure. That'll do fine. And we also create a blocking platform onto the monastery of Wolf, who eventually does get it out, but leaves an empty city cap, which we are unfortunately not able to take advantage of. But maybe we don't need to. Maybe we do something different. Maybe we go over here and we drop a farmer and we try to connect to the 15-point field via straight road. Or maybe there are starting tiles. There is one starting tile. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are still 2 straight roads. There is like, I think, one crossroad which we can also use to actually connect, but what can also be used for blocking for Wolf. And then maybe there are curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are also 2 curves, so this can really go either way. Well, actually 8, so only one curve. So actually our chances of getting to the field are better than Wolf being able to block us. And because we have to take risks, I think, would be taking a valid risk of if we just go here, we drop a farmer, we try to get to the field, and we also try to get this dagger, and we try to win that way. I mean, it is a legit plan, and I don't really know if we have anything better. I somewhat doubt that. Also, we have a road monastery. Well, this is interesting. This is interesting. So we have a curve, and we have the monastery to go over here. And do we have anything else? Do we have a vanilla? No, we don't. We have exactly 2 tiles for us to connect, because we need the dagger here. Yeah, we do get the dagger, but now we only have 1 tile to connect. That is the road monastery. Though actually, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if we have like 1 or 2 tiles, because we are behind. We have to come up with something. So I still like this move. I still like this move. It does give us hope, especially now that we got the finished. Now, if we get the road monastery, we get 8 points plus the additional 15 for the field. This is equal. This is like -1, so we are -10, -13. If we get to this field, we are going to be +10, and it's going to be totally enough for us to win. Unless Wolf comes up with something. And I think Wolf can actually go for the plan that we didn't go for earlier, which is going over here. And try to connect through the road monastery or through the final um, the final crossroad, because you gotta take into account Wolf doesn't necessarily need to get the monastery. He just needs to get to the field. Wolf would have gotten to the field, and that would have been GG. But instead, we are still gonna be maybe seeing a red win here with with the road monastery, but Camille does not get the road monastery. Instead, it goes to Wolf, and Wolf will be winning this game by a large margin with 30 seconds left on the French clock. Unfortunately, it was a good idea, actually an unblockable connection here with several tiles, but just not getting quite the key tiles being the regular curve or the road monastery. We would have really wanted we would have really not wanted to see uh, this after making this move, because it was one of our connection tiles. And yeah, unfortunately, Latcho also runs out of time. So kind of a double loss there, in a sense. But a clear point margin in favor of Wolf here after winning a 15-point field and basically equalizing all features of Latcho. 18 points even. Oh yeah, after, of course, getting this one city added to it. Yeah, 23-point difference overall, and Wolf takes down the first game. And let's see what the result service is saying of the game. Currently doing not wonders for Vietnam. We have France leading 1-0 on table 1, and Jeremy Grisola has been able to take a 2-0 win versus Freyy on table 2, as well as Lionel Udini able to take a 2-0 win against Mayasme on table 3. So the two tables that were, well, pretty much a must win for France anyway, due to the rather staggering rating favorites. They have indeed fallen to the hands of France, and France now leading with 0-2. So let's see if portgard is going to be able to do something about this. Might also be finished with game number 1 if we can get some confirmation on that. And so far actually isn't. With 24 tiles still remaining. So +4 for portgard, and both players seem to be using their time quite effectively. Both players still at 8 minutes, so plenty of time to solve the end game if necessary. So +4 for red. Then we have an attack on the ruin. +6 for red. plus 14, 10, 9, and we do have a field being taken by squallus. So -2, -5, -2 for portgard. But there are some issues in portgard's position, namely this city by squallus, which is a massive threat. Squallus can also get a meeple back from the road here, and maybe this is also live. There's one dagger, two daggers. There is still one more dagger remaining. Oh, we've also won because his opponent just left after the first game. That's odd. Okay. So apparently, basically a forfeit win for Vivian Charlotte. Okay. Well, that pretty much marks the end of this match for Vietnam, unfortunately. So now only fighting for the tiebreakers, but I doubt that the 3-2 in the best case scenario would be good enough for Vietnam as a tiebreaker to provide a chance for them to qualify from Group F. Well, Squallus gonna be taking 3 points. Don't see much else in here for them after getting the meeple back into their hand. portgard making some moves with the straight with the curve, and actually this monastery is blockable here. There are no more regular monasteries remaining. There's only one road monastery, which makes me question as to why portgard would not save the monastery. Maybe there are vanillas. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's one more vanilla as well. But portgard goes for blocking instead, and for now it seems to be working. So limits the city to the one remaining right-hand side dagger. Meanwhile, Squallus goes for a secondary farmer to a field which is very much worth a second meeple. It is now 12 points with 1, 2, 3, and even 4 more potential cities, which is a lot. It is a lot. But now there's an opening to portgard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, not much of an opening. I was gonna say he can go here and attack the city, but there's only the quad city in the deck. And actually, I don't think the quad city even exists because portgard has been the starting player, and there are now an even number of tiles in the deck, which indicates that one tile has been discarded. And well, I guess it could also be the quad crossroad, but most often it is going to be the quad city. So I assume the quad city has been discarded by someone, and that is also not good news for portgard, as he's going to be losing his starting player advantage. So not only is he going to be able to place the final tile of the game, but also he will not be getting the draw odds even despite not having the starting player advantage. The draw odds, of course, meaning that uh, that if the game ends up in a draw, then the starting player loses. And in this case, portgard is the starting player, even though he no longer has the advantage of the starting player. Takes 3 points and most likely prevents the completion of the city. I don't think portgard will be going through any troubles of trying to invade this field. Instead, he will simply try to outscore his opponent, which makes sense. Squallus with a straight road, not much to do, just harasses the city square a little bit. And portgard finds a very nice move here with blocking the city right on time as Squallus just was able to get the final remaining dagger. So portgard finds a very nice move here with taking a 6-point field and also blocking the city of Squallus, also having the maybe possibility of even expanding the field to 9 and even maybe 12 points in some cases if there are city caps or even one city cap remaining in the deck with a road on the right side. But so far it does seem like it is not quite going to happen. And as the quad crossroad is drawn, then my suspicions have just gotten much clearer that the discarded tile was indeed the quad city. Squallus with the road monastery with one meeple to spare. I guess he could just go for this one, 7-point move without a without a meeple. What are you ever going to do with 3 remaining tiles that will get you more than 7 points? Especially when there is still this dagger remaining, no? There's 1, there's 2, there is still the dagger, but portgard gets the dagger, and it is only a very important dagger indeed, as it gets a 7-point move to be done. Squallus will have to go for this field, will he? If there is, I honestly think he might have to go for that. If there is a possibility for portgard to extend, and there was, Squallus gets a road Dorito as his final move, but that will no longer bring him any points. portgard also makes the final connection to the ruin finally and gets 6 additional points, which actually means that wait a second, wait a second. This might have been an inaccuracy after all, because this guy now got 6 points, like 6 plus 0, but if you just take 3 points here and then you go for a 4-point move here with the final tile, then you get 6 or 7, though if you get this you get 9. Let's see the final score difference, though I think I mean, surely it favors portgard, and it does, so actually just potentially having a possibility to up the final scores of Nicola Colne was not that severe. Would have only affected maybe like 2 or 3 points, and that is nowhere near of being able to make everything go as planned. So portgard taking the first game on table 4, and let's actually indeed make sure of Viv's situation. So the tournament for Viv, I guess, should at the moment be over. with yes, it is. So Violet did for some reason not show up for the second game, which means that Viv will indeed win his own duel 0-2 and will get the third point for France. And now just the tables 4 and 5 going to be trying to get some points on the scoreboard for Vietnam. Okay, let us see if Wolf is going to be able to make that happen. Seems like portgard is a tad bit slower, so I think we'll have a chance to watch his games still. Wolf with 4 tiles remaining on his second game here and looks to be in a comfortable lead on the scoreboard, but is he actually winning in the game? There is a losing ruin fight for Wolf with 4 versus 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, with 4 versus 12. So that's going to put Wolf at +5, -4, then -1, +1. Sorry, -1, +5. And then this field, which is worth 6 points, looking to get united by Latcho. But the 8-point city, though, the 8-point city seems to be the final nail in the coffin, which should make, yeah, and should guarantee the win for Latcho as long as they take a 6-point field here, which they can do with any tile except for Quad City, but it has already gone out of the deck. So a 6-point move is very likely going to be what we see as the final move of Latcho. And for Wolf, there's a chance to go for +3, but he needs to be aware that if there is a curve remaining, might have to go here still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No curves remaining, so this will be a better move. It will get him 3 extra points, and Latcho will be getting a 6-point field themselves. Don't see anything better here, and I think this should fall into Latcho's hands with by like just few points, I think. So I mean, 4.5 minutes time to think this through, and I mean, there isn't really much to think through. Yeah, should be just taking this and 2 more additional points for Wolf, though. But is that gonna make the difference? It actually just might. It's gonna be really tight. It's gonna be really tight with this 9-point field of Wolf. Could make all the difference. And it will make the difference. Whoa! Would you look at that? +4 for Wolf, and Wolf takes it down 2-0 against Camille Gauthier. As a nice result of this Road Monastery for +3 and this shielded tile for just the extra bit of value from the shield itself, he's going to be able to put this in the bag for the Vietnamese player. So not a total landslide for France, but we'll see if portgard is going to be able to make this seemingly close of this match. Oops, let's do the right scoring as well. .26 lead for portgard. Looking good so far, I guess. Or is it? He does get a save going, but there's only one dagger tile to fit there, so it's only a 50-50 chance of getting the meeple back, but currently still having meeple majority, and this city is still very much in the mix of potentially getting restricted into oblivion, and it does. So a blocked meeple for squallus, blocked meeples for both squallus and portgard in the center, and portgard. Do you just take the 4 points? Honestly, I think I would. Yeah, because now we just take away all the great usages, all the great um, potential usage of city caps from squalls. Looks good. Wolf made a 2-point move instead of a 5-point move. Where at? I'm not sure where at, because Wolf didn't have any meeples in hand in the final game. Like during what seems to have been the entirety of the rest of the game. He didn't have meeples during the Road Monastery, nor did he have meeples for the Triple City with the field. So I'm not sure what you are saying, what you are talking about. Squallus gets the third and final dagger with the left-hand side curve. He's going to be able to make a defense here, but it would leave him with 2 tiles to finish the city, one city crossroad, and then the dagger, and it would actually take away 2 starting tiles, but goes for it nonetheless. Perhaps this is the reason why. Maybe he wanted to be able to continue the city, or maybe he goes over here and tries to save the monastery, which wouldn't be a bad move because seemingly this city is rather difficult to complete. Squallus does immediately also get the Dorito, but will he go for it though? I mean, I guess you kind of have to, because like it's only 1 extra point, right? And this is exactly why you try to save. Oh, yeah. But what's the point though? I mean, I guess it makes the completion of the city a bit harder because now portgard is going to need a tube divider to fit into this square, and then gonna have to build up the rest of it. But it's just like it's not really worth it, you know. Like just get yourself an extra meeple that you laid this down for, and maybe you can attack. Maybe you can then attack the city, and you don't even have to worry about the completion. This holds not that much value, you know. Portgard can go for the entire block of this meeple as well, and he does go for it. Also, does use his final meeple on the finish to start a new city because he doesn't want to leave a 6-point city for Squallus. He had a city restricted to a cow, and extending this ruin would grab... Hold on a second. Extending this ruin would grab a 2-point city piece on a side and 1 point on the other side. We'll come back to that in a moment's time, but it still doesn't look like it was that it was a decisive flaw. It also seems that portgard is simply going to get away with a really nice and easy endgame after getting this city finished, starting a new one, getting some roads, getting some points all the time. And yeah, this seems to be a very quick rundown of the rest of the game, completing even more quick points here. Squallus getting a meeple back finally, but it seems to be way too late. There is still the dagger remaining in the deck, I think. It is remaining. And I mean, if portgard wants to go for style points, he can drop a meeple here, a farmer. But I guess just 1 pointer here is fine. He's plus 36 on the scoreboard, plus 43, plus 47, plus 48, 45, 46, 43, 34, 28, like 35, and he does go for style points, which unfortunately does not quite work, but you know, style points are just for meant to be done when you know you are so much ahead that you simply cannot lose the game anymore. And portgard is precisely having that a position here, so he doesn't have to think much. He can just go for whatever he wants. Now, unfortunately, does not quite get the tiles to connect to the field, but it doesn't really matter. He gets a couple extra points here to the ruin, and even actually now takes advantage of these 2 points that Squallus was previously laid down for portgard, as he tried to block the city before getting a meeple back of his own. So unfortunately, not the best of days for Nicolas Colnet. And portgard does indeed take the duels on tables 4 and 5, as they were kind of expected to if they were trying to get a win from this match. Unfortunately, the tables 1, 2, and 3 did not quite pull off the wanted result, but still, at least on paper, this looks like a somewhat tight match with a 2 and 3 score, with actually no deciders at all on any table, which I'm not sure if that has happened a single time yet this season. It might have, but at least I don't have knowledge of such event occurring myself. And with this win, France will be going to 2 wins on the group standings. Let's actually open them from here. So 2 wins for France. Vietnam still gonna be left at 1 win, and then the dual wins will be will be 6 to 9, so -3. I mean, still, if they are gonna pull off a some wonder against Brazil in the final week, maybe like 5-0, then maybe something can happen. Maybe something can happen. France gonna be having a +1 tiebreaker with 2 wins, and now, as mentioned, is gonna be going to the maybe even first position with same 8-7, but the game wins are 18 and 15, which I I mean it's the same. No, no, wait, 18, 15. So the tiebreaker will be actually better as of right now compared to Brazil. So France will move all the way to the tippity top of the Group F. Brazil will be taking the second place, and then later today, Argentina Spain. We'll see what happens. We might have a pretty mysterious evening here. Don't get style points. What do you mean? What if you miscounted? Uh, I mean, but like style points are you know meant to be done when you know that even miscounting doesn't matter. Like even if you miscounted the remaining tiles, when you are like 30 points ahead and there's 2 tiles for your opponent and there is nowhere a big enough feature that they can get that massive amount of points from, it just simply does not matter. Like you can go for whatever you want, and now we saw that portgard wanted to finish the game with style and try to finish his city and connect to the then 12 point field, and then also maybe he would have been able to score on his final move even if that were to be the case. Never mind, there was a red meeple on the 1 point city. Didn't see it at the end as it was the first meeple out. Okay, so no mistakes indeed for Wolf there with the triple city with the field. I asked them, no deciders, please, as you had to go. Okay, I appreciate that, Blitz. I appreciate that. Very kind of you to think of the streamer. So at least I don't have to worry about having to stop the stream early, and I can head on to go on my to go on my other businesses with with let's say free mind, free of every liability. So what's left for today? We will be skipping, unfortunately, some of the midday, so no Malaysia Japan will be featured today. We will be continuing the action with RCP Italy at 1900 UTC plus 3, so at 4 p.m. UTC. Then in the same stream, we will also be featuring Argentina Spain, which starts 1 hour later, and then finally Slovakia Uruguay at 1800 UTC. Man, I really gotta figure out a better way to draw on every other screen except for the BGA, because my drawing is like slightly off, but yeah, I gotta figure out something at some point. It really annoys me. But that aside, congratulations for France on your second win and now having a quite a decent chances of actually maybe even winning the group, but also just simply for qualifying to the playoffs, just like last year when France was actually the runner-up of the WTCOC, fell to the four-time champion Japan in the end, though. That's gonna be it for this stream. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for sticking all the way until the end. And if you do enjoy this type of Carcassonne content, then do support the channel by subscribing on it or liking the stream. I will be seeing you later today again with some more World Team Carcassonne Online Championships action, starting from RCP Italy, moving on to Argentina, Spain, and finally finishing it off with Slovakia, Uruguay, and seeing how the rest of the week 4 will end. Bye for now.